Before I start today's video, I'd like to announce the lucky winner who has received a free online consultation with me. This is the selected person. Please share your details and email address so my team can contact you and schedule the session. The selection was done purely at random. All you had to do was comment your lucky number, and we used a random number generator. If your number matched the lucky number, you won the opportunity for an online consultation. If you'd like to participate next time, simply comment your lucky number below and try your luck. So, if you're finding that your erections aren't as firm as they once were, if you're waking up more tired than rested, and if your interest in intimacy hasn't faded emotionally, but your body is just not responding the way it used to, I want you to pay close attention. Many men assume this is all part of aging, but the truth is it's often the result of something far more manageable. In my practice, I routinely uncover an underlying issue that undermines male vitality, but is frequently overlooked. The culprit? Deficiencies in 3 essential vitamins that directly impact circulation, hormone production, and cellular energy. Yes, 3 nutrients that quietly fuel many of your body's most vital systems, especially those involved in intimacy and stamina. My name is Dr. Samra. As a practicing urologist and a specialist in men's health, I've spent over a decade helping men over 60 reclaim their energy, restore their performance, and protect their long-term health. And I can tell you this with confidence. Many of the men who walk into my office worried that their best days are behind them leave with hope and results once we identify and correct these deficiencies. This isn't just theory, it's supported by strong clinical data and biomedical research. What looks like normal aging is often a nutritional imbalance that affects blood flow, testosterone, and energy metabolism. Let's break this down, starting with the first and perhaps most misunderstood nutrient. As we age, our body's ability to synthesize vitamin D declines. That's right. The sunshine vitamin becomes harder to manufacture naturally after 60, especially if your skin sees less sun or you live in a colder climate. What's concerning is that a vitamin known primarily for bone and immune health plays a much more direct role in vascular health, hormonal regulation, and sexual function. Vitamin D is essential for endothelial function. That's the lining of your blood vessels. It's closely tied to your body's production of nitric oxide, a molecule that allows your blood vessels to relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. Without sufficient nitric oxide, blood flow to the penis is reduced, and achieving or sustaining a firm erection becomes more difficult. Numerous studies, including those published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, show a clear link between low vitamin D levels and erectile dysfunction. Clinically, I see this all the time. Men who are health conscious, disciplined in their lifestyle, yet puzzled by persistent sexual frustrations. And when we check their labs, we often find vitamin D levels that are well below optimal. This is far more common than people expect. Over 40% of men over 60 have vitamin D levels below the recommended range, and that number climbs during the winter months and in men with darker skin tones. But here's the good news. Correcting a vitamin D deficiency is simple and highly effective. With just 15 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight each morning, ideally on exposed skin free of sunscreen, your body starts producing vitamin D naturally again. For men who can't get enough sun due to their climate or lifestyle, dietary sources such as fatty fish, egg yolks, or fortified dairy products can help. And if needed, a vitamin D3 supplement, not D2, can restore serum levels effectively. When men correct their deficiency, I consistently observe improvements not just in sexual response but also in mood, mental clarity, and daytime energy. But circulation is only one piece of the puzzle. You also need fuel, and that brings us to the second critical nutrient, vitamin B12. If you're getting sleep, eating well, and yet still feel mentally foggy, physically drained, or unmotivated, there's a good chance you're running low on this essential vitamin. B12 is fundamental for mitochondrial energy production. That's the process your body uses to convert food into usable energy. It powers everything from your muscles to your brain and even to your hormone-producing glands. According to recent reports published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, even subclinical B12 deficiencies, levels that don't show up as a red flag in basic labs, can lead to chronic fatigue, poor concentration, and diminished sexual performance. Here's something many men don't realize. B12 is also responsible for producing healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body. A deficiency means oxygen delivery slows down, and so does your physical, mental, and sexual energy. You're not broken, you're underpowered. And with age, the problem compounds. The stomach gradually produces less intrinsic factor, a glycoprotein that enables proper absorption of B12 from food. So even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, your body may not be assimilating the vitamin efficiently. Research suggests that up to 30% of older adults experience some form of B12 malabsorption, even with adequate intake. That leads to a slow, steady decline in cognitive sharpness, responsiveness, and stamina, all things men often blame on just getting older. Fortunately, this is reversible. Supplementing with methylcobalamin, the active bioavailable form of B12, can begin restoring your energy within weeks. Some men with absorption problems may benefit from periodic B12 injections administered under medical supervision. And when your B12 levels normalize, the changes are often profound. Sharper mental focus, higher energy, improved libido, and a greater sense of vitality overall. So now your blood is flowing better, your cells are producing energy again. But we're still missing one key element: protection. Your tissue, vessels, and hormones are constantly under assault by oxidative stress and inflammation. This is exactly why the third nutrient is so important: vitamin E. In my experience, many health-conscious men are doing everything they're supposed to: eating clean, exercising regularly, avoiding bad habits, and yet they still don't feel like themselves. They lack motivation, recovery is slow, their intimate functioning is inconsistent. Why? Often it comes down to oxidative stress. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, and its role in male hormone health, vascular integrity, and testosterone preservation is well documented. Research from journals such as Clinical Endocrinology and Fertility and Sterility confirms that oxidative stress contributes to endothelial dysfunction and Leydig cell damage, the very cells in your testes that produce testosterone. Vitamin E not only protects these cells, it enhances their function. It helps keep blood vessels elastic and supports hormone production. This is especially critical after age 60, when testosterone naturally declines by 1–2% per year. However, not all vitamin E supplements are created equal. Most commercial products only include synthetic alpha-tocopherol, which lacks the full spectrum of tocopherols and tocotrienols needed for complete cellular protection. For real benefit, you want a natural mixed tocopherol formula derived from whole foods. And food sources still matter. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, avocados, and spinach are nutrient-dense options that help maintain your levels naturally. Here's the most important insight I can offer. These three vitamins don't just work independently, they are synergistic. When D, B12, and E are optimized together, the improvements go beyond what any one nutrient can do alone. Vitamin D enhances blood vessel function and stimulates nitric oxide. B12 ensures your red blood cells are oxygen-rich and energy is efficiently produced. Vitamin E preserves the structural integrity of those vessels and protects hormonal balance from oxidative disruption. Together, they build a biological environment similar to when you were decades younger, not by overriding your system, but by supporting and restoring its natural biology. And the outcomes? Remarkable. Men who restore these nutrients consistently report better sleep, stronger erections, clearer minds, enhanced libido, and renewed confidence. Not from a magic pill, but because their physiology is firing on all cylinders again. So why don't more men achieve this? Mistakes. First, most rely on cheap synthetic supplements with poor bioavailability. Vitamin B12 is often offered as cyanocobalamin, which must be converted by the liver before use, and that conversion worsens with age. Vitamin D2, found in most fortified foods, is only half as effective as D3. And as discussed, synthetic E is incomplete and often ineffective. As we age, our nutrient absorption decreases, so choosing the right form matters more than ever. The second mistake? Inconsistency. You can't fix a decade-long deficiency in a week. These systems take time to rebuild. Releasing nitric oxide, regenerating red blood cells, producing hormones, it all requires sustained daily input. This is a long-term investment in your health, energy, and vitality. Here's a simple protocol I recommend for men over 60. Take a methylcobalamin B12 supplement, 1,000 to 2,000 mcg daily, ideally with a protein-rich breakfast. For more severe cases, talk to your doctor about injections. Aim for 15-20 minutes of morning sunshine or take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, guided by blood testing. Get your vitamin E from real food where possible. If supplementing, choose a natural mixed tocopherol formula with tocotrienols. Taken consistently within 4 to 8 weeks, most men begin noticing real functional improvements. And more importantly, they build resilience against further decline. Still want to take it one step further? Research shows that L-citrulline, an amino acid found in watermelon, enhances nitric oxide production significantly. I recommend a clinical-grade nitric oxide booster made from organic watermelon extract to support vascular health and firm erectile response. Let me leave you with this. If you're over 60 and struggling with low energy, poor performance, or a decline in intimacy, don't assume it's just aging. Often it's your system asking for the raw materials it needs. When you supply those materials intelligently, consistently, and in the right form, your vitality can return. Because optimal aging isn't about avoiding decline. It's about actively supporting your biology to function the way it was meant to. You deserve to feel strong, focused, energized, and confident, not in spite of your age, but because you've chosen to protect your health as a priority. Take care of your body, take care of your health. You're worth it every single day.